Welcome back. Time to continue here. So this is round 2. This one first lesson I'm looking at is viewport and rendering. And how I'm always moving. Middle mouse button rotate, shift hold, scrolling, middle mouse scrolling, shift middle mouse button, middle mouse button. And then I do T to get rid of this, and then N to pop that out. All right. So this is different ways to see how you are seeing what you are seeing, how you are seeing what you are seeing. So this is wireframe. Yeah, so I know that looks complicated, but seeing through them can help with lining up. And I believe that it helps with the GPU and the processing power. So if your computer isn't as powerful, it will run a little bit smoother if you do wireframe. Ooh, ooh, a non-C. Okay, so, well, that's something new. So X-frame, seeing through it. Take X-ray off as this, but I don't think you ever are. You're probably gonna do that, but I don't know. You might do this if it's kind of clean. That's just me. Oh, okay. So X-ray mode does still work with your viewport shading. Okay, material preview. He's gonna go to it next. Okay, he's talking about the lighting, how there is lighting, how it hits differently. Yeah, I get it. But your lighting, like, so that's the lighting, that's, um, what was it? Point light? Let me see, I forgot what. Light. Point light, yep. Okay, this is material. So this is where processing, oh, goodbye everybody. Oh, okay. There. Lost a little bit of, so I'm not using my laptop, which is actually more powerful than my PC. It's just kind of a little bit easier to use my PC because it's already on my desk and keyboard's already there. Um, if it gets slow down to the point where it's bothering us, then I might we might use the laptop, but it'll look the same to you guys. So, okay, so this is material. So like if we change it colors or we add, we'll talk about it later. You can add like kind of a skin around it. You've seen like the old Nintendo 64 PS1 games, how their faces kind of look plastered on. Oh my goodness, what is it called? Like textures, UV textures. Um, so these are, as he calls them, let's see, workspaces. There we go. So all these are different workspaces, and then he wants us to go to shading. There we go. Okay. Blur HDR. Let me see. So the background is called, I think, HDRI. High definition. I know that. Hold on. All right. High dynamic range image. All right. So all the different HDRIs do affect the objects. Okay, he's gonna say we're gonna change that up more. All right. But doing this gives you ambient light. This is just like, I think this is the base one they give you, but you can use a lot more. Yeah. All right. So more texture materials, got basic, modeling, lineup, material, and then, all right, shade editor. Yep. I remember top left, you can do whatever you want. You can change it up. So shader editor, we will be adding materials here. So image textures like photo. All right. So eventually I will reorganize because this is showing the things I have on in my document folder. So I'll try to kind of clean some things out so it's mostly project stuff. So like the comfy UI. I did dabble in AI for fun, but I'm not using any AI for any imaging, any drawing, any music, any modeling, any writing. So the only thing I may use for it is voiceover, but that's far ahead. All right. So I'm still not sure of that, but we will talk about it when we get there. But for right now, I'm not using AI for anything. And then in between here, if we want to if we want more space in any section, swap areas. Let's top right corner has crosshairs, and you can drag and have a new, but that I believe, all right, and I'm trying to remember, I believe if you, yeah, So top left creates a new one. Top right puts it together. So the only shadows I'm getting are from the light. So this is the point light. Oh, so materials do not show the effect of lights in the shading. So this does nothing right now. All right, so the last one is rendered. Ooh. Look at that. So like if I wanted to render just the image, so like what the camera sees, that'll be it. So it does not. Okay, we can add one to make it the same here. All right, so the only reason is that like this is just for workspace, and this is what the camera is truly going to see. So you may not want that to be your background. You may want to have more of control over all of that. Okay. Yep. So the eyes, take it, or let's, yeah, there, gone, there, gone, there. Now I'm going to pause it. I'm going to guess what this camera one does. I'm going to guess that when I go into camera view, it won't show. That's my guess. I might be wrong. Nah, I'm wrong. It might be final render. We'll see. Disable and renders. Okay, so basically if I take this off, then the final render, it won't show in the final render. So if it's like this, and I take the camera off, when this renders, the cube won't be there. But if I hide it like that, and the camera stays, it will render it. So for me, at least, I don't know, unless you truly, I don't think you have to go back and forth like that. But if you keep it hidden, I would assume you'd want to take that off. But the final render, that's up to you. Okay. Oh, and then if you accidentally did that, you'll still see it here, but it won't render. So I don't see, I see you using this a lot. I don't see us using this a lot. Okay, so camera view. Uh-oh. I'm going to, there, that's better. Ah, okay, very good. So this toggle, so if it's not locked, then as soon as you move it, you're back to normal. If you go to camera and you lock it, you rotate and it stays. That's something I never knew. That is awesome. I've tinkered with this for a long time and I did not know about that. Perfect. Okay, he wants me back in camera view. I'm gonna lock it to find a, let's see. Okay. So now from here, now there's render image. It's also F12. I don't even have a 12 on this keyboard. I highly recommend this keyboard. I like it. It's just small enough to do what I need, because the idea for me to have a shortcut key for image or animation, I'm probably not going to be rendering that many times in a row. So, render image. There it is. Bada boom, bada bing. And then okay, he wants, let's see. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So I don't want to Okay, so we're here. Okay. And then so once I save it, and then let's get this off. And by the way, so if I say this cube, if I take that off, when I render the image, it is not there. And I have, there we go. And I can do whatever I want with that. It is a PNG file. I know you're able to, we like that voice crack. I know you're able to change a lot of that over here with the final render, but it doesn't matter right now. Yep. Look at, I love, God, that's gonna help out so much. All right, now he's talking about rendering. My voice keeps cracking. Here's the render. Okay. Now, let's see. Cycles seems more intense. And then when I move it, it changes it up and it has to re... Okay. So Eevee is faster, so if I find kind of an angle I want, and Cycles really shows... Cycles is more detailed, basically. I'm not gonna... So if I want to move it, I would move it in Eevee, and then I would do Cycles. And then let's look at that. And then so if you use Cycles, it'll show the light more realistic light. So this is something we're going to use in the future. I see myself using this I know this, but this one seems a little bit more warm for me. Or then maybe have a better, what is it? High dynamic resolution interface. H resolution. That's what I think it is. We're gonna go with that unless something happens. And then so the better your computer, the faster, say this, oh, I'm in the render. So depending on the better your computer, the faster this will be. Yeah. Okay. So they say a lot of people use the cycles for the full render view, and then they keep EV for this view. And then Workbench, he said, is for animation. So that'll happen soon enough. Okay, so he's just telling me to practice rendering and saving images. So let's do that. Let's give it some time. Let's see how. I think my laptop's more powerful, but for right now, I'm okay with this. So if you can tell, I gotta give it some time. I don't know how much time I have to give it. Let's see. Oh, see, yep. So I still gotta give it time for this render, but for me, so when I'm doing the rendering, I'm gonna be using my laptop because my laptop is more powerful than my PC. It is what it is. Um, but most of the time, I'm just going to be looking at it through render mode. If I'm rendering it, it's not going to be like during my videos. And then so every time you reopen, it's it's always going to open it in viewport. Oh, he's doing a challenge. Okay, hold up. I forget. So I'm being told what to do and then I'm doing it basically. So let's get out of the camera mode. Remember, if this is locked and I move it, camera mode stays on. Unlock it. As soon as I move it, camera stays in the same spot, but now I'm just moving differently. And if I'm bothered by it for some reason, you can always turn the camera and light off if you want to see everything, but that's usually not a problem. I'm looking forward to the shortcut with whatever you press, it focuses right on that. I'm looking forward to it. And so we're in shading. Let's go, I believe, was layout? Yeah. So layout is our main one. So this is HDRI. So shading has that background. Layout, shading. I wonder if I'm going to write down a note. HDRI shade in layout workspace. We'll see. Because I think I kind of like bright colors. I know it may interfere with some stuff, but I think overall it won't. And if it desperately does for some reason, I just go back here. Okay, so let's see what he wants me to. Let's. And then shading, I can be in that same area. Okay, and then I'm gonna. So like with shading mode, there's potential of me not having this here. Potential. Um, but okay, so he wants me to put everything next to each other. So remember here, G is freeform, but I can do, if I press X, if I press Z, if I press Y, if I do Shift Z, I move in every axis except it. So then Shift X, everything except X. And so I'm going to kind of, let's see. So 7 number pad is the top. I'm going to start with, I'm going to make sure the monkey's on top. Let's see, 2, 1. Okay, perfect. So now I can, let's see, I want to see if I can ring it around there and try to make it like a modern art piece. And then I can click it, do S. I want it to be, nope, that's what I want right there. And then I can always, let me see, no. So like if I want to go to this viewport, I can't go from here and then click one. Uh-oh. What happened to the monkey? Okay. I'm not going to worry about that. And then I'm going to make the monkey's head a little bit larger. And what a mess. Perfect. That's what he wants. And then in terms of the lighting, I'm just going to put it a little bit higher. So that's kind of a gross way to do it. If I want to move it around. Okay. Okay, now he didn't have them all interlapped like this, but I'm okay with that. We're gonna see what happens. Yeah, he had it all nice and neat and organized. I didn't know. Let's see what renders. Ooh. But there, it's really high intensity shadow. So closer the light. There. Ooh. Look at that. Okay, now we're back to shading mode. All right, so let's see. So he's saying the cube comes with a material, but the other ones do not. So I'm going to start with the monkey. He says just new material. I know you can do new material stuff over here, and I know it's a lot more, it can be a lot more complicated, but for right now, that's how we're going to do it. And let's see. I can change the name too. I can monkey. I'm just going to call it that and see where it ends up. Okay. So for this, there's a lot that can go on, but there's a lot of, I keep getting ahead of myself. There's just a million, I know there's a million different things you could attach and add on here. But base color is an easy one. I'll make it that. Value is light to dark. Hue is just all around in a circle. Saturation is the farther away from the middle. So saturation at 0 is black and white. Then alpha is the amount of transparency it has. And then so this is middle mouse move, zoom in and out. Oh, okay, let's see. So if I press the, okay, there we go. So, well, hold on. Whoop. There. Nope. So I believe what he said. Oh. So it's the number. It's the emulate number pad situation for me. Let me see if I still have it. Emulate number pad. Yeah, so you can press the home key to make everything. But, you know, if I had a whole bunch of stuff, that's how I would do it. I'm okay with using the middle mouse button, moving back, because see, I can still tell it's highlighted out of all of them. Then I can move to it from there. I don't need I don't need a shortcut for something like that. So that's just me. So he wants multiple materials. I'll do. All right, and then so if I want saturation, I want it more. If I want it brighter, there. Okay. Yeah, so this is monkey material. I just called this. Oh my god, I can't spell. Here. I'm so embarrassed. Hey Google, how do you spell cylinder? That doesn't seem right at all. I'm so embarrassed. We're gonna figure this out. Hey Google, how do you spell cylinder? C-Y-L C-Y-L-I-N. That was embarrassing, but it is what it is. Cylinder material. Now I know there's a way for me to, I believe, drag and drop onto other objects. Stop cracking the voice. There. Okay. Ah. Okay, well. Alright, not responding. That's not good. I don't know why that was so difficult for my PC. So in the future, I'm probably using the laptop. Really? You're gonna crash on me? for material. Really? All right, there we go. So there's monkey material. And remember, this is the shading, so if I had lights over here, it wouldn't be as bad. If it's just the material, then it's a lot easier to deal with. And let's do so history cylinder, and then all the other ones have nothing going on. And so since they both have the same material, if I change one, it's going to change them all. Let's call this so yeah, if you change one, it's going to change them all. Oh, he wants me to have those two. Oh my goodness. He wanted me to have those two specific ones the same color. Random. Okay. Okay. He wants purple material. Purple. Yeah, there we go. And if it's main colors, like I should have this as a type of green or a type of red. There, nope. It's purple. There we go. Poor monkey doesn't have any material. I think he's the only, yeah, he's the only one. Well, actually, no, he did give him one. So let's give him the green one. So we got green, green, green. Kind of like how that looks. All right, now I'm just waiting for him to catch up with me, if you can believe that. So far we've done materials. We've done this is the material viewport, so if you're at the viewport that it starts with, you won't see it. Okay. So I'm waiting for him now. He's just doing more materials. And then, yeah, just remember you can change this to whatever you want. Very easy. Uh-oh. Oh, a floor material he wants me to do. No, he wants there. Okay. Now we're doing cycles. Okay, so one of the major differences between cycles and Eevee is that the objects don't have reflections. Oh, shoot. Okay, so he wants Eevee to look better. So there's a thing called ray tracing. Okay. So the other course, it might not show this because it has older stuff, but it updated up high to close to ours. All right, so ray tracing adds a little bit of the reflections. Yeah. Yeah, we can keep ray tracing. I don't see the need to take it off. All right, so lock it. Let's see, what do I want? Okay. Let's see. He wants in cycles, it looks like. All right, so it should remaining. Oh my goodness. It needs that many samples? Is that how slow my... Dude, let me look at his... Let me see how fast his went. Wow. Wow. Why? Well, we're not going to wait for this. Let's see if I can render it. Let's see if I can render it in EV. This will kind of show. I'll call it lesson 7 monkey render. Okay. Yeah, that works. I maybe I have to move files around or something, but I might have to use my so I can save my projects here, and then God, why is my voice cracking so much? Save my things here, move it to the laptop, and then from there render it from the laptop. God, how old is my computer's not that old. Oh, and then we can do sample differences, so that's why this went faster, I believe. Let me, yeah, see. Do I, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Cycles. Let's call this, oh, don't do it. Monkey render. Okay, I'm gonna say EV because I bought a graphics card from a friend, still in the box. So let's make sure this thing isn't all stuck again. Looks like it. Okay. GPU. Open shading language. Let's just do this first. Okay, shading, render. Now we're looking at this to see how fast it goes. Okay. It's a little bit faster, but damn. I might go have not now off camera. I'm gonna see how fast my laptop is, because that's insane. So like with 3D animations, like they would do basically something like this with every single frame. And that's why they had those huge like server things, and we don't have that kind of power at this time. So we finished that lesson and trying to get out of here. Good. Let's see. Now he's going to talk about material reflections. Ooh. All right, we're going to make them reflective. Let's get rid of the camera mode. And every time you reopen, it's going to go here. Look at this. Okay, so he wants the sphere lifted up. Let's let's take this off there. There might be a better way. Oh, there we go. Because it was stuck. Okay. I'm going to go back. Let me see here. Once again, to help me with copyright. I know I won't get copyright. Let's see what he says. So metallic is how much it looks like metal. Roughness. Let's see. Shiny or rough. Okay. It says normal says bumpiness of it. And he's ignoring this IOR, so I will too. So if I affect this, it's going to affect that. I'm going to make it a little bit brighter. Or not. So usually 1 or 0. You might do the middle, he says, but probably not. Okay. Oh. Okay. Ooh, look at that. There. Look at that. Ooh. We got it. So shade smooth. Change the roughness to 0, metallic to 1. Oh. Icosphere has less faces. Okay, he's going to shade smooth the cylinder. Okay. Sharp edges, shade smooth does not work. 90 degrees, you really don't want it. Okay, shade auto smooth. Okay, I'll figure out why. Well, it seems like if it's like 90 degrees stuff, smooth. Okay, let's see. Cylinder, modifier. Anything under 30 is going to be smooth. Let's past 90 will give us there. Cylinder and cone, auto smooth. Auto smooth. Auto smooth. And okay. All right, so shading, it looks a little bit more boring because it doesn't have really a background to bounce off of. Okay, shader editor. Change it to world. Okay. So let's change this to start with. Ooh. There we go. All right, so these no's always left to right. Hey, okay. To world view. Image. High dynamic range image. Okay, HDRIs, poly, Haven. I'm just gonna close it for a second, just show, just so like there we go. Welcome. That's, looks like some of them are free, or a lot of them are free. Okay, we have Studio Vault. All right, so if you see, it gives different shadows depending on the area. Ooh, Event Hall, Country Road. Okay, so there's a whole group of them. See this out. This is 20. Don't need 20K. I'm just going to leave in the download thing for now, even though I should have one folder for everything, but I'm okay with that right now. We're going to add Shift A, add. Okay. Environment. Okay, hopefully this will work. I know he's going to say plug it in, but let's see color, and he's going to do it to, yay. Yes. Now I could have done it outside, might have been a little bit better, but that's okay. Okay, so if it goes, so if I, uh-oh. Pink means there's no image. Pink means they can't find it, even though it looks kind of cool. Oh. Okay, he said the drop down to find it again. So let's see what he clicks. Might be the open. Let's see. Oh, right there. And bada boom, bada bing. Catch up with you. I am already there, my man. Okay, I'm back in the object tab. He wants me to, I'm gonna do this for right now. Okay, he says, let's see. I want to see what he did with the, okay. So if the roughness, I can make the roughness 0 to make it shiny, but it's not metallic. We're gonna wait it out. Maybe if I shoot, I might have to, yeah, I wonder, okay. So I probably could hook up my screen to the laptop next time. So let's detach, or let's just get rid of this altogether. And then so render is gonna have just this gray background. I'm okay with that. So let's move to the cone. So it is shiny even though it's not metallic. I go back to objects. Okay, he usually says you don't go straight to 0, but I don't know. Okay, he says all right. Very good. All right, so he just wants me to change all this out, make sure basically everything has its own material. So monkey material. I'm going to call this oval material. I'm going to change this to, what do we have? Oh, like a donut. Let's see, shiny donut? Like a bronze donut. Well, there. We'll have that. We'll call it donut material. So monkey material, donut material. This has nothing. Oh, I got cylinder material. I'm gonna have, nope. I'm gonna have the cylinder material. I'm gonna have eco material. Let's have it at a yellow. And do I want to keep it rough? We'll keep it how it is. We'll maybe shiny it up a little bit. And gonna have cone material, and then that I'm gonna make no, I want MOSFET to be kinda happy. And then that is just white material. I'll call it square. Okay, so everything perfect. And then let's see, is it the, nope, I'm gonna lock this. there. Let me see, is that the same? Let's see if this is the same. No, it is not. So let's do EV. I think, do I need to? I probably don't. If I go to render image from right there, that looks good. Monkey render, colors. Then I think the top is not cut off. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of... Yeah, okay. It could have been a little bit lower, but you know, I'm not too concerned. Okay. So it looks like I can... So let's do a low angle one. So it says cycles. It says let's see, denoise, but he changed the time limit there. Denoise and change the time limit to, let's say, 5. Once again, I can press F12. I don't know what it would be on my keyboard. Oh, it has a little thing that says need keyboard not friends on my keyboard. Isn't that nice? And then render image. So it says 5 seconds no matter what. There we go. That is a... No, it says 5. I was told 5 seconds. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it got... And so it denoise, which means it smooths out a little bit. Okay. Let's see. I can turn on here. Let's see. He went fast. He went too fast. So denoise. If I have... Which one did he say? Yeah, only available. Okay. So yeah, I can do that, which will go faster. And let's... Okay. Yeah, it's still a little slow, but I'm going to keep it on the material thing for now. Uh-oh. All lighting today. Here. So I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to have the next one be about lighting. So we will see you in the next video. All right. And take care. I know these are kind of rough, but eventually I'll have the first Blender project done and we will take it from there. All right. Take care here. Bye.